like nigga. Move out the way, please don't be a hero. Bling, blow, ooh, she gon' skateboard P. Bling, blow, ooh, she gon' skateboard P.
It's almost Valentine's Day, guys. And guess what? You are a powerful witch, you are strong, you are worthy, and you are able to attract the type of love that is meant to be in your life. Hi everybody, Cabbage Patchy here today. For today's video, we are going to be doing a witch spell. My last video I did with the witch spell trying to make my dog into my familiar got a lot of views, so I'm really happy about that, and those ones are really fun to do. So for today's video, you probably already read the title. For it, we are doing a love spell in the bath. I already tried this spell out on my own and it is amazing. If you know me, then you know I love to shower, and I sometimes shower even 3 times a day, but I always keep my skin moisturized. If you're wondering what kind of love spell this is, it's actually a self-love spell, but it also attracts your true love. So whether that be someone you already know and you're attracted to, or if it's someone you don't know and you're trying to bring into your life. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be jumping in the tub today, not naked. I got my bathing suit on underneath, but I'm going to be showing you guys the full routine and how to do it step by step. Okay, so the first one is the herbs. It's okay if you don't have all of them. If you just use one, that is fine. I got all of mine offline because they're hard to find unless you live in a big city where there's like a witch store or something. But first one is lavender. So it's just the lavender buds. You can use any type of mint. I have spearmint. I recently got some Yarrow offline, and it actually says on the package it's for courage, love, psychic powers, or exorcisms. Pretty intense stuff. Next one is chamomile. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Quote me on that. For when it says on the package, for sleep, dreams, money, love, and purification. And the last one is basil. This is mostly one that you can even find in the kitchen, so this might be the easiest one to find. For the salts, you're gonna need pure Epsom salt. This stuff is usually used in baths in the first place, being why it's such a big package. And the next one is Himalayan pink salt. For oils, you're just gonna need some lavender, and this stuff makes it smell really, really good. You're also gonna need a piece of paper to write down the spell and read in the bath. Just make sure it doesn't get wet. I'll write down what the spell is in the description so you can copy and paste it or write it down or whatever. For candles next, you're gonna need a pink candle. I prefer the pointy ones. And some white candles just to put around in the bath. For crystals, you're gonna need rose quartz. Rest assured, if you put it in the water, it will not get damaged. Also, if you have a favorite face mask, I'm gonna be using that through some of my me time. And just to be a little extra, I'm gonna be using a lavender bath bomb in my bath today. For the last finishing touch, I'm gonna be using some rose petals. It's okay if you don't have any of these around the house. I was lucky enough that it was Valentine's Day around when I was shooting this. So if you don't have any rose petals, you can find any type of flower petals around the house of any flowers you have, and you can use those for a substitute. I'm sure it'll work just as fine. Also, I'd recommend getting like a cold drink or a glass of water to drink in the bath, just so you can like cool off while you're in there and get hydrated. I'm just realizing now it looks like I'm sponsoring water. Now that I've shown you all the props that you're gonna need, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and cue the video.
Okay, so I didn't mention this before, but it's a beautiful touch to light a smelly candle. That's just me though, smells just make me happy. This one's anise and black pepper. Okay, so as you can see, I'm lighting a bunch of candles to set the mood, and I'm turning on my speaker to put a meditative playlist on. This I highly recommend if you want to be more relaxed. As you already know how to do, you can now turn on the faucet, choose the correct temperature, and plug that baby in as you prepare. I am then lighting all the candles that are surrounded around the bath. Next I add the salt, first starting with the Epsom salt, which I add generously of since there's so much. It's not that big of a deal on how much you add, but I decided to add about 4 full handfuls here. You might luck out more than me, but with the Himalayan salt, it was packaged in a salt grinder, so I had to do lots and lots of grinding to get the amount I wanted. But like I said, it's no big deal to have not a ton on hand. Next, it's time for the spice. You get the point of what I'm doing here. It's really just me trying to make the seasoning. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. The oils is what it's all about. The more you add, the better the bath will smell and feel. The next part is to mix it up like a witch's brew. Ooh, it's time to dip into that pool of love. Really though, here's me just thirsting for that water. I must have really been feeling that self-love flowing. Once I'm in the bath, that's when I add the lavender bath bomb, and wow, my bath, it smells amazing. Also, once you're in the bath, or when you're not, I can't tell you what to do. You can throw the flower petals on top. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know if it's just me, but I love the way my bath water turned out. It's so murky and it's totally giving me swamp goddess vibes. Like, wow, I love. Okay, and no peer pressure for this part, but I do sometimes like to smoke lavender out of my pipe. There's no high, it just gives you vibes to help you relax. But I'm not suggesting you to do it. If you're wondering what to do with the rose quartz, this is the best part. Grab the stone, lay back, and put it on your heart chakra. This is so relaxing with the music playing, the smells, the soak. The last time I did this, I literally laid there for an hour staring at the ceiling. It was like no feeling I've ever had. So pure. I can't even describe it. A big gulp of cold water. I found it ironic how we want water inside of us while we are surrounded by it. Next, I put on my face mask. Really, you can do any of these in the bath steps at different times, but for me, it was time. If your face mask hardens or has to be taken off after it's done its duty, make sure to use the tap water on the faucet instead of sticking your face in the water. If your bath water gets too hot, my hot tip is to turn on the faucet and let it dribble down some cold water onto your feet. As you're laying there and you're feeling it, you could even give yourself a little extra care, if you know what I mean. The last part of your bath should be the spell you write down to speak out loud with the candle in your hand. Here's the spell.
I am now choosing to cleanse myself and release any and all thought forms, beings, situations, and energies that are no longer of service to my highest and greater good. Across all planes of my existence, across all universes, and across all lifetimes, I ask that all energies that are less than love be transmuted for the highest good of all, and so it is. Saint Valentine, the lover's friend, I ask to cleanse true love to send.
As you pull the plug, say "Blessed be," and yeah, you can blow out the candles. I'd also recommend, which I didn't at the beginning, to have a strainer for the drain so the flower petals don't clog it up. I didn't have one, so I just made sure that they don't. Before you rinse out your tub, there's a gold mine sitting at the bottom of it. I don't know if you guys have ever done tea leaf readings, but it's pretty much the same idea. Stare deep into the bathtub and look closely for figures of certain things in the herbs and flower petals. For example, I mostly saw lots of little smiley faces. It kind of speaks for itself what it means. I've been much more happy lately, but for more complex figures like animals, you can Google the meaning of what they mean. And yeah, just like that, you can shower off all the little bits and pieces and you're done.
So yeah, that is all. Let me know in the comments if this worked for you, if you want me to do more of these videos. I love doing them, they're so fun. I'd really love to hear you guys' stories if this worked out for you in the comments. If you found more self-love, if you found a new lover, or if someone came running back to you, I'd really love to hear it. If you guys like it, you can follow me on some of my social media accounts too. My personal Instagram account is Cabbage Patchy, the same as my YouTube. My art account on Instagram is The Cab Patch. And my TikTok is Bootsy. I'll write this all down in the description. But yeah, on my TikTok I want to do more witch spells as well, so if you're interested in that, I really want to keep that going too. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay witchin', bye!